live on Facebook. Say what's up real quick, man.
What's going on? What's going on, Dante Nation fans? Bo Mac.
Bo Mac, Terrence Crawford Trainer right here.
Watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So I took a couple days off, as you guys probably noticed, and the other day I heard about this story when it comes to Paulie Malignaggi. For those of you guys who don't know, Paulie Malignaggi, he was fired as a commentator from Showtime because he said a couple of racist things, but now we're finding out that his racist views were way deeper than some people thought previously. You guys always hear me tell you the most dangerous weapon in the world is a microphone and a camera, and apparently an interview that Paulie Malignaggi did a while ago, it just leaked, or at least part of the interview leaked. And he was talking about George Floyd. And let me just say this. You may think you know a certain person really well. You might even call that person your friend. But you don't really know that person at all until you have conversations about racism. These type of people right here, they could be extremely nice to you. They could be the nicest person to you in the world. But you don't know anything about that person until you have these serious type of conversations. And that's when you find out who they really are. And this is exactly what we found out about Paulie Malignaggi. For years, all we knew about Paulie was he was a great boxing commentator. Far better boxing commentator than he was a boxer. So with that being said, a leaked interview of Paulie Malignaggi talking about George Floyd just surfaced. Now, he did this interview with Mario Lopez, and I believe they took the video down or they never put it up on their channel because, once again, clips of this interview is starting to surface now. In this clip, it sounds like he's trying to explain how he ended up getting fired from Showtime. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and play the clip and I'm gonna unpack everything. Check it out.
I said, Steve, it's not even a problem. These things are annoying to do anyway. I won't do any of them, okay? You got my word. That's it. A month later, George Floyd happens. Now, again, given my opinion, George Floyd didn't happen because he's black. George Floyd happened because of a lot of circumstances, okay? One, George Floyd was high. Two, Derek Chauvin wasn't a nice person. And three, George Floyd, when a cop arrests you, I've been arrested and I've also been assaulted by cops myself. When you're getting arrested, the less cooperative you are, the worse it's gonna be for you. So, George Floyd at the end of the day wasn't exactly cooperative. A cop doesn't have 6 hours on the job, be like, all right, whenever you're ready, we're gonna get in the car and I'm gonna take you to the station, and then I'm gonna fill out because he's gonna still fill out paperwork when he arrests you. There's a lot to do. So the cop doesn't want to spend 6 hours on the street with you and then bring you in and then have to do another 2-3 hours of paperwork on top of it too. So he's trying to get this thing done. So you don't have George, whenever you're ready, we can head to the police station, and we'll go. You're good. The funny thing is about it is after I had my interview, George Floyd happened a month later. A crackhead criminal who was still unjustly treated, but let's face it, probably died for a lot of reasons. Maybe possibly Derek Chauvin is one of the culprits, but it wasn't the only.
Let me just start by making this clear. From all of the black unarmed people that have been murdered by police officers, all the way from the 12-year-old Tamir Rice to George Floyd, Paulie never said that this happened to them because they were black. It happened to them because of racism, and he's not saying it today. We know what time it is with Paulie Malignaggi. This is not really a conversation that's up for debate. We already know the cop, Derek Chauvin, he's been arrested. He pled guilty to the crime. We know that he had a long history of police brutality towards black people. That's already documented. Now, when you hear Paulie Malignaggi saying that George Floyd was high, he was a crackhead, etc., these are the typical type of deflection and talking points that racist people use to justify the murder. They'll say, oh, you guys are acting like this guy was a hero. George Floyd was no hero. Why would you have to be a hero just to get justice? Do you know if only heroes got justice, the majority of people would never receive justice? So when Paulie Malignaggi says George Floyd, he was high, he was a crackhead, and that's part of the reason why he was murdered by the police officer. Last time I checked, Tyson Fury, he was stripped of his title for doing cocaine. Does that mean that Tyson Fury deserves to be murdered? You guys know who Robert Downey Jr. is, right? Robert Downey Jr., the man that plays Iron Man, he was one of the biggest drug addicts in Hollywood. I guess Paulie will call it a crackhead, right? Now, you wouldn't say the punishment for Robert Downey Jr. should have been death, right? Robert, he ended up getting help. Next thing you know, he's starring in Iron Man. Now he's even a bigger star than he was before he was arrested many times for drug abuse. Paulie is not as naive as he pretends to be. He knows that mass murderers, mass shooters, the people that go out and shoot up churches and shoot up movie theaters, kids at elementary schools, he knows that none of those guys were murdered by the police when the police arrested them. Obviously, none of them were heroes. So why are they all still alive? The real crazy thing about people like Paulie Malignaggi is I'm out here in Thailand. And the cool thing about Thailand is you meet people from all across the world. And let me tell you, man, it's sad when you meet someone from Germany or any other country other than America, and they can actually empathize with what black people are dealing with more than people that live in your country that you knew for years and you thought was your friend. You would think that it would be the other way around. Now, and I'm not saying I get a whole bunch of people from Germany, a whole bunch of white people from this country and that country, but I have had a couple of people just tell me how, man, the racism in America and the stuff that's going on with the police brutality, I mean, they're talking once again like they can actually relate to it. At least they have sympathy. And then you have people like Paulie, who grew up with a lot of black people, who had the hip hop type of swag and all of this stuff. And he's the person acting like these black people are causing their own death because they're not good people, etc., etc. So once again, man, if you really want to know what's in a person's heart, if you really want to see how that person looks once he takes the mask off, you need to have one of these really, really serious conversations with them. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Let me tell you guys about this company, NWA Cane Corsos. They breed Cane Corso Mastiffs, which is a guardian dog that is treasured for its protective nature and strong loyalty to family. If you're looking for a family-friendly dog that's intelligent, muscular, and brave enough to take on any intruder, then you need a Cane Corso Mastiff. Cane Corsos are extremely versatile, performing well in a variety of activities such as hunting, agility, competitions, and obedience trials. With its athleticism and versatility as a hunting dog, guard dog, sports dog, and a show dog, the Cane Corso Mastiff is perfect for any family. They also have standard French bulldogs with excellent health, structure, temperament, and superior bloodlines with many champions in present day and pedigrees. Visit NWA Cane Corsos on all social media platforms to find the perfect puppy for your home today. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram.